Tonight on NewsCenter, hear about the SGA Congress election results.
See how the Moorhead community is helping Hurricane Harvey victims.
And take a look at your Lady Eagles volleyball team. All this and more on NewsCenter. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Cottle.
And I'm Eden Jordan. Here's what's making headlines for September 14th, 2017.
Offices closed early and University Boulevard was temporarily shut down to make room for a pep rally. The streets were packed with students while the cheerleaders, dance team, and marching band fired up Eagle Nation. Our Alicia Zacharias was there.
You could hear them for miles, and spirit was everywhere. Students celebrated Eagle Pride in last Wednesday's pep rally. It was the first public event hosted by Moorhead State's new president, Dr. Jay Morgan. Go! Go! Eagles! Go! Freshmen like Haley Maines say the rally was a great way to introduce her and others to their new home.
Being a freshman, I didn't really think we were going to have stuff like this, just like out here. So that was pretty cool.
And for the band?
The band was awesome.
The marching band debuted their 2017 football halftime performance. The show featured hit songs from today's popular female artists, like Beyonce, Adele, and Lady Gaga.
It was a really great first experience being here and listening to them play all these songs.
With students looking on and getting excited about what's to come this semester, band officials say the best is yet to come.
A NASA administrator will be visiting MSU next week. The administrator, Robert Lightfoot Jr., will be stopping by MSU's Space Science Center on Wednesday with Congressman Hal Rogers and President Morgan. During a free event happening during their visit, they will be addressing students and community members. This event will be at noon at the Moorhead Conference Center. MSU has one of only 5 space science programs in the country. The university invited the administrator to the campus so that he would be able to see the success of the students firsthand and also give any advice he has on improving the space program at the university.
For the 14th year in a row, MSU has been ranked a top college in the 2018 edition of America's Best Colleges. In the U.S. News and World Report, MSU was called one of the top universities in the South. The university is up 2 spots from last year, coming up at 22nd in the top public university Masters South Division. Acceptance rates, graduation rates, admission, selectivity, and class size all go into consideration when ranking the schools. Career Services held a Resume Blitz event yesterday and today to help students improve their resumes. Recruiters came out to give students opinions on what they could do to stand out in their resumes.
Have recruiters come in, volunteer their time to look over student resumes. The idea being that these are employers, recruiters that look at resumes on a regular basis and can provide some good feedback to our students. And I really encourage students to come to multiple days of this, bring 2 copies of the resume, meet with 2 different recruiters, because just like when you go out to apply, there's going to be varying opinions, and I think the more advice you can get, the better.
Yeah, so we agreed to come down here to Moorhead State University to help with a resume review for students on campus. And basically our vision is to come down here and help students figure out what they want to do, where they want to go, and then help them with that process of what we're kind of looking for when we look at a resume and things that stick out to us. I think absolutely, because I think events like this are neat because it's showing students wanting to invest even more, that they're actually taking time out of their day and coming in to have their resumes looked at and reviewed by people who's actually going to be hiring them.
A local woman has died after sustaining injuries from a car crash. Police say Shannon Huffman was in an accident around noon on Monday. It happened at the corner of KY 32 and Pine Ridge Drive. Huffman was T-boned by a car that was driving on KY 32. She was immediately taken to St. Clair and pronounced dead by the coroner, John Northcutt. The other person involved in the accident was Sharon Fackler, who was also taken to the hospital, but with non-life-threatening injuries. The accident is currently under investigation, but police say it could have occurred due to poor brakes on Huffman's car. According to the Moorhead News, a legal advocacy group that tracks hate groups has said that there are currently 23 hate groups operating in Kentucky. The Southern Poverty Law Center has said that one of these hate groups is in Moorhead. The definition of hate groups in the study is a group with beliefs or practices that attack or malign an entire class of people, typically for their immutable characteristics. This study did not include groups that only operate online. Kentucky ranks 14th in the volume of hate groups. California is ranked the highest with 79 total hate groups.
Kentucky is among a dozen states refusing to release voter data. President Trump's Presidential Advisory Commission on Electoral Integrity sent out a request for this data in June and July. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes says she does not intend to release the sensitive information, and the request was formed off of a false notion that voter fraud is a widespread issue. She also says that putting together the information of all American voters is not necessary to elections. It is against the Constitution, and it puts voters' privacy, personal data at risk. All of the states that choose to comply with the Commission's requests are still holding back some of the information being sought. After the destruction of Hurricanes Harvey and Irma caused to Texas and Florida, people around the world have sent their generosity by donations towards relief efforts in recent weeks. Here at Moorhead State University, clubs, fraternities, and organizations have taken the initiative to help the cause. Donation booths and food drives have been set up around campus to keep an eye out. Every penny counts.
So we're actually going to be starting our events over the next week or week and a half, and we're going to be repurposing our fundraising and doing disaster relief things for victims of Hurricanes Irma and Harvey in Florida and Texas. So we'll be collecting money on campus and doing a donation drive. So that'll be over the next week and a half or so just look out for us on campus.
We're helping with Hurricane Harvey relief because one of our officers has an aunt who works for Braxton Breweries in Cincinnati, and they're making a donation in our name. So we're doing a bake sale on Wednesday and Tuesday of next week, so to benefit their hurricane victims.
The Academic Honor Student Association is an organization formed by honor students on campus, and we work as a volunteer-based organization. So we felt very called to help give to the cause of hurricane relief, both in Texas and in Florida. So what we decided to do was coordinate a hurricane relief fundraising competition among the honors students. Hopefully, honors students will sign up in teams of 3 or 4 people, and we'll hopefully get as many teams as we can. We're still in the very early stages. But over the next month, these teams of honors students will be scattered around campus and around the community, and they're going to try to come up with cool and fun ways to raise money, and all of those proceeds are going to go to hurricane relief.
The death toll associated with Hurricane Irma has risen to 30 across 3 different states. 4 are dead in South Carolina, 3 in Georgia, and 23 in Florida. The Keys suffered major damage with 90% of homes affected, 65% majorly damaged, and 25% completely destroyed. Power in the Keys had been all but wiped out, but the Keys Energy Services and the Florida Keys Electric Coop is working hard to get power restored. In response to President Trump's recent rollback on the DACA program, 6 Kentucky university presidents have made public statements denouncing the repeal. The presidents join a long list of 600 United States leaders in education who have signed a petition rebuking the repeal of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals policy. Currently, the presidents who have signed are University of Louisville Interim President Greg Postal, Bellarmine University's Susan Donovan, Berea College's Lyle Roloffs, Lindsey Wilson College's Bill Luckey, Transylvania University's Seamus Carey, and former Western Kentucky University President Gary A. Ransdell. Donovan stated, "We are called to advocate for the education and welfare of those who cannot speak for themselves. A rollback of this measure would remove the protection of over 6,000 young immigrants currently residing in Kentucky." Moorhead's President Jay Morgan has not released a statement regarding DACA.
President Jay Morgan made his debut to the alumni of Louisville and the surrounding area this past Monday. Accompanied by the Alumni Association, MSU noted a meet that
Well, our takeaway tonight is people are important, and whether they're faculty, staff, students, alumni, legislators, friends who are non-alumni, people are important to a university, and we're in the business of friend raising, we're in the business of student success, and we're in the business of fundraising ultimately, and our need among our alumni is strong, and our alumni respond.
Well, we really strive to encompass the motto of once an eagle, always an eagle. So these people are primarily alumni or former faculty and staff members who still feel that eagle spirit. And so we try to go to locations where we have a concentration of those alumni and gather them together and talk about the good old days as well as what's going on at campus right now.
Also mentioned a little bit about the new performance funding model that the state is undergoing. As we're doing things on campus, it is in relationship and trying to line Morehead State up to be a little bit better advantaged within the new strategic funding formula or performance funding formula. We want to maintain contact with our alumni, and that relationship keeps us strong. It allows them to refer individuals to us. It allows us to lean on them for support in a lot of ways, and whether that's time, talent, resources, or otherwise, our alumni are important.
After the break, Sahara LaForce has your weather forecast for the week.
And later, we take a look at the results of the Student Government Association Congress election. Don't go away.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
Kind of makes you want to...
Breaking a song?
Yeah? I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest.
I love when eagles play.
I love the campus.
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity.
I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Morehead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Yo, why you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in your room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Hello and good evening. My name is Sahara LaForce with NewsCenter, and Morehead, this is your news. Currently in Morehead, it is about 69 degrees and partially cloudy. Now, going to and from classes today has been pretty uncomfortable for the most part due to the misty rains that have been throughout the morning into the afternoon. But around 1 or 2, it started to warm up, so it was pretty comfortable around then. The humidity is an astonishing 94%, with winds at 2 miles per hour. The record temperatures for this date in the past have been a crazy 96 degrees in 1936 and a low of 33 degrees in 1964. The normal high around this time is about 82 degrees with a normal low of 57. So we are right in the middle there with a pretty comfortable 69 degrees. Now for a look at our live radar. You will see precipitation scattered coming in through the east into the western part of Kentucky. Like I said, we had a 10% chance of rain, so we probably won't be seeing much of that, but just in case, keep it in mind. Now for our temperature map, we have 74 degrees in Louisville, 76 in Bowling Green, 73 in Frankfort, 78 in Lexington, and 69 degrees in London and Morehead. Now for tonight's forecast. It is going to be partly cloudy with a low of 58 degrees and a 20% chance of precipitation. Like I said, we wouldn't be seeing most of that, but there could be some mists here and there, with sunset at 7:43 p.m. Now for tomorrow's forecast, it is going to be mostly sunny and a really comfortable 79 degrees. So if you broke out your long sleeve shirts, bring out your short sleeves again. Sunrise is at 7:15 a.m. Now for our 7-day forecast. It is going to be mostly sunny around Friday and next Thursday. It is going to be 79 degrees on Friday, 82 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday, 83 on Monday, 84 Tuesday and Wednesday, and 81 degrees on Thursday. Like I said, it was pretty cold last week, but it's going to be very comfortable this upcoming week with lows around the 60s, so it's going to be a little bit cold in the mornings, but it's going to be warm and great in the afternoons. Now that's your weather for the week. Let's go back to the desk for our News Center Spotlight.
Government Association held their annual congressional elections this week.
Yes, and NewsCenter sat down with SGA Executive Vice President Brandon Breyer to get the results.
Voting ended September 7th for the Student Government Association's new Congress. The 32-member Congress has been finalized and held their first meeting Wednesday at 6:30. Brandon Breyer met with me to talk about the new Congress's purpose and their overall role in the student government.
We elect our executive board in the spring, which is basically 6 people. So we have a president, vice president, a VP for administration, VP for public relations, VP for campus involvement, and a PP for finance. So what they basically do is they're going to head up a committee which is made up of Congress, and Congress is an elected group of about 30 to 32, it depends on the year, 30 to 32 Congress members who are elected by the student body. And that Congress is made up of it's 14 at-large representatives. We have 2 representatives per class at the university, and then we have 1 representative for each college, a commuter rep, and a housing rep. So through that, they voice the concerns of students based on their constituencies and voice concerns to a Congress that then votes on certain legislation and gets things passed through so that we make Moorhead State the best it can be. We have our general elected executive board right now. So we have Rachel Malone as president. I'm the executive vice president. My name is Brandon Breyer. Below me is Taylor Back, who is the VP of administration. Then comes Hannah Burkhart, who is the VP of finance. Ryan Springer is our vice president of public relations, and Tori Henderson is our vice president of campus involvement.
The Congress meets every Wednesday in Combs 109 at 6:30. Meetings are open to the public. I'm Josh Bryant reporting for News Center.
When we come back, Bailey has your Eagle Athletics update.
Welcome back. I'm Bailey Kellum with your Eagle Athletics update. The MSU football team lost their first road game 58-17 against Liberty Saturday night at Williams Stadium. Junior quarterback Lawson Page finished 18 of 31 for 187 yards with a touchdown and an interception. Sophomore linebacker Jerome Brooks put together a commendable effort with 8 total stops and 2.5 behind the line of scrimmage while also scooping up a fumble. Junior cornerback Chauncey Johns picked off a pass in the end zone. The Eagles look to get back on the road to face Austin Peay this Saturday at 7 o'clock. Morehead State Volleyball opened Friday's doubleheader slate with a back-to-back 3-0 sweep against South Carolina State and Troy while coming up short 3-0 against Middle Tennessee. Olivia Lohmeyer, Maddie Fella, and Jordan Jones won 3 of the 4 conference weekly honors. Jones is the setter of the week, Fella is the co-defensive player of the week, and Lohmeyer is the newcomer of the week. Eagles head coach Jamie Gordon says it was a great weekend for the Eagles.
It was a good weekend for us. Anytime we get to host at home, it's a positive. We have 3 really good teams. We're able to get into a good rhythm on Friday with our matches against South Carolina State and Troy. Felt really good about the way that we played Friday evening. I felt that was probably one of our best performances of the season so far. Our block really got into a good rhythm there. Our offense was clicking. We were able to run some different zones and attack in different ways against Troy, and a lot of that was a result of our ball control. Heading into Saturday, we knew that we were going to be playing a very physical, very up-tempo team in Middle Tennessee. Came out great.
We'll be right back with more news after the break. Morehead State Librarian Jennifer Little has invited all students of MSU to participate in her upcoming book club. The book club will meet on October 11th, November 8th, and November 29th at the LRC in the Camden Carroll Library at 4 p.m. The club will allow students to discuss their recent favorite books. The book discussions will be based on assigned genres. Genres will include horror and fantasy. Make sure to be on the lookout.
The tables have turned. Students had the opportunity to take a look at their instructor's artwork for a change. NewsCenter's Kyle King was there to take a glimpse at some of the artwork.
In the main gallery of the Claypool Young Art Building, the 2017 annual MSU Art and Design Faculty Exhibition will be held. This event showcases the artwork of the art and design faculty members here at MSU. Participants of the event include Jenny Bell, Maria Blevins, Christopher Field, Robert Franzini, Dino Golding, James Henson, Elizabeth Messagedo, Gary Messagedo, Robin Moore, Helen Otterson, Jennifer A. Rice, and Adam Youngbluth. There will also be an art faculty forum on Wednesday, September 20th from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. The forum will give the artists a chance to discuss their artwork and take any questions from the public. The exhibition will be held from September 13th to October 11th on Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Like Kyle said, if you're interested in seeing the gallery, it will be open from September 13th until October 11th.
Moorhead opened a dog park located in the back of Don Greenhill Park. The park opened September 4th and is open daily from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The park encourages dog owners to bring their dogs out to enjoy the park. The park is 100 foot by 100 foot and is sectioned off into 2 areas that include obstacles for dogs to run and jump over. There is also a cleanup station for owners to clean and dispose of the waste. Dogs have to meet certain requirements before they're allowed to come to the park. NewsCenter will have more next week.
Morehead State University's very own Stephen Middleton was featured in Kentucky Living. The article primarily tells about the creation of Commonwealth Curiosities, a documentary created by Middleton. 16 of the best roadside attractions in Kentucky are spotlighted in the film. Dinosaur World, Kentucky Reptile Zoo, Rabbit Hash, and Punkyville all make the list of must-see roadside stops in Kentucky. Middleton received his bachelor's and master's degree from MSU and became part of the faculty in 2008.
Moorhead ROTC held their annual 9/11 memorial on Monday. The organization has been placing miniature flags in the grass beside the bell tower for 5 years now. This year, they handed the flags out to students to place in the grass. The cadet in charge of this year's event, Josh Riley, said that they handed the flags to students this year so that they could connect with ROTC and pay their respects to the memorial. The side of the bell tower they use has a special symbolic meaning. As you walk through and see the flags, you may notice the word justice on the bell tower.
MSU officials have asked the city of Moorhead to consider installing new crosswalks around campus. Because of the construction on campus, the path students take walking to and from class has changed drastically. The Director of Facilities Management, Shayla Ring, attended a city council meeting on Monday, saying she would like to see crosswalks installed near enrollment services. She specifically is concerned about the blind students. The Office of Disability Services used to be located in Aduc, but is now in the old Round County Board of Education building. Shayla Ring is also wanting a crosswalk to be installed near the new student parking lot next to Mr. Gaddy's.
Although Apple will be releasing the iPhone 8 next Friday, there is much more talk about the recently announced iPhone 10, Apple's much anticipated 10th anniversary iPhone. With a brand new design that includes an edge-to-edge screen, facial recognition, wireless charging, and much more. It is said to be launched on November 3rd at a starting price of $1,000.
Matt Bevin has suggested that Kentucky schools cut some of their academic programs. He specifically mentioned programs that lead students to jobs he says doesn't matter. One area of study that he specifically called out was interpretive dancing. He gave that as an example college program which would not lead to many high-paying jobs. He says students should be focusing on careers such as engineering. That'll be it for us tonight. Remember, your news is always on NewsCenter's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages.
And you can catch this broadcast again on msutv.net.
On behalf of everyone here at NewsCenter, I'm Jack Cottle.
And I'm Eden Jordan. Have a good evening.